It's like a long weekend. VIP seating, seats in front rows reserved for you.
You know, if we
But let's finish it as soon as we can, brother.
yeah, then we can stay together too.
Yeah.
On Friday, I'll know whether I can afford it. That's payday. Literally, all I have to do is warm up for pistol squats. The rest will happen later.
Warm up or no?
I just need to get these pistols up installed. I need to figure out if there was any workout for the vlog. If there's any workout that could derail me, it'd be this one because I have no ankle mobility on my right leg. So we shall see.
It doesn't move that much with me because you know, like I
Because
have
you
double
got
knees.
fucking Quad City.
Double knees.
Dun, 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 dun. Crazy oxymoron of knee sleeves and running shoes, but it is what it is.
How much did you pay for the stand? The one that you told me? Yeah, this one.
250.
Not this one. The one that is inside.
Oh, in there, free.
Oh, yes.
She's sick.
I didn't see it since a long time.
She's well, but she's sick. It's just,
How's it going on with the pregnancy stuff?
yeah, she's good. 40 pull-ups, 80 pull-ups is gonna be. I was like, we won't need too much equipment for this workout, but now I'm like,
Yes.
all these random bits and pieces. See how it feels.
I have mixed thoughts.
I've got some. I kind of wanted them a little bit lower today.
Yeah, different brand.
You can take a look here. It's not stuck in there, I just jammed it in there. Okay. Here we go, ready? One. Alright. Is this a good pistol? Good. Okay, now, got a bad leg. Only 30 in total in this leg, so I can manage.
Getting it to you.
I can't. That's my ankle range. That's it. That's as much ankle range as I get. Why? Because I broke it. It's a broken ankle. Yeah.
Where did you go?
Pistol.
Where did you broke it? You can't get rid of this.
You need to get out bones. Alright, so two bones back together. Your head.
Yes.
How much closer?
What point?
Far away.
Far away?
Right. Okay, today Wiss and I are going to do Schmalls, the legend. It is 4x 800 meter run, and then you do 50 burpees, 40 pull-ups, 30 single leg squats, 20 kettlebell swings with 24 and 16, 10 handstand push-ups. You do that gymnastics stuff with the kettlebells twice, and then you bookend it again with another 800 meter run. US Marine Corps Staff Sergeant Justin E. Schmalstieg, 28, of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, assigned to the 1st Explosive Ordnance Disposal Company, 7th Engineer Support Battalion, 1st Marine Logistics Group, 1st Marine Expeditionary Force based in Camp Pendleton, California. Died on December 15th, 2010 while conducting combat operations in Helmand province, Afghanistan. He's survived by his wife, Ann Schneider, parents John and Deborah Gilkey, and brother John. First posted April 23rd, 2013. Wiss are all places in Afghanistan called like Hell and Death and Kill Valley and shit. There's so many of them that are like, oh, in Deathville, Afghanistan.
Too many of the heroes of the CrossFit like that.
A lot of people from Ramadi, Helmand, and Baghdad. Like, there's so many of them. Yeah. There's actually quite a few heroes that are actually like on the same day in the same thing. Like, there's a few of them that they pair them up, and you'll do one, and it's like, hey, this is the exact same incident that happened on the exact same day. I'm going to make an assumption that it's the exact same thing.
All right. modifications. My back hurts. And I get inversion sprain my foot. So that's gonna be my first time.
No excuses, no.
For sure, not excuses. That one. That's what I'm here.
Scaling.
Here. No. The movements here is gonna be fine. It won't be big.
If you need to jump on the bike,
It's gonna be back. No, I'm gonna try it much.
Man, got a big fat break.
I ate way too close to that.
Just, yeah, got a problem in my throat a little.
Kind of like just stop digesting and just
Yeah.
stand there.
Well, funny you say that, because that is exactly what it does.
Fuck, I didn't think I hated pistol squats quite as much as I did now.
That's so fair. What is it, 60 total?
Yeah. But I did like 4,
Yeah.
like 8,
Yeah.
and I was like, fuck this. Each one's like a 1 rep max on my right leg.
Yeah.
I'm like, left, okay. Psych myself up. Alright, here we go.
Left.
I left, I'm like, ah! It's like fucking 120 kilos actually. Oh man. Ah, that's not a punch in the face to never work on it ever again. That's really tired lately.
Yeah.
Like sleepy tired, not energy tired. I don't know, alright. Haven't had that in memory. And I'm like sleeping quite a bit.
Iron?
Maybe. Probably. Maybe like, I'll attack water for a little bit. The electrolytes. Just thinking like, really hard. Like the cold weather, I like spread the hip off water.
Vitamin D, you're wearing all this stuff.
Yeah, maybe. Actually, that might be it. Probably like water and vitamin D.
Yeah.
I did actually think, I did some research like a month ago with this vitamin D because I thought I had something else going on. I can't remember what it was, but there was another vitamin D. Maybe that might be wrong. Pretty easy to supplement to get. The UV is like fucking half, so I don't get any much out of that. This is decent, right?
Yeah, I saw that's fucking wicked.
Yeah, right.
And they just sell that at university, do they? Queensland, right. That's fucking dope. What size is that? Small? 2XS?
Extra small. Instead of a pump cover, it's like, it's a performance cover.
Oh, yeah,
We'll wait for Wes.
I've been using Spotify DJ.
What's that?
Pretty much just like an inbuilt AI that just plays random shit, or you can just use the
Spotify?
voice. Yeah, use the voice function. It's like, I want you to play such and such song and shit that's similar to that.
Oh, mad. So it's like go to radio but voice activated.
Pretty much, yeah. And so if you just click on it, it'll just play like random shit for like 4 songs, and then just keep changing the vibe.
That's a great idea.
I want you to play songs like The Nameless by Slipknot and other things.
Like ankle sprain.
Yeah.
And he goes to go on the first run, he's like, I'm like, you're hardcore, Wes.
I ask him as he comes in, I'm like, how's the ankle? He goes, oh, this is my first time training on it. Not that good, but I keep going, I'll keep going.
Hello.
Smile, you're on the vlog. Thanks, Schmalls.